Hey, welcome back to Cards and Comics, and today I've got a mail day, and it's going to be a good combination of cards and comics, and here is a big pile. And, I did a video last time where I opened all the boxes, and then I looked at the video length, and it was like 47 minutes, and it was like literally 20 minutes of me opening the packaging, so I'm going to just use modern editing to get rid of the packaging. So here's what it looks like, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Here it is. Everything's unboxed. I do have some of my perfect fit sleeves, some mags for some of the cards that I'm going to be pulling out of here. And I've got a little bit of a collection overview just to kind of show you what I'm buying. But yeah, this is it. I've got my Monster White by my side and ready to rock. Okay, everything's unpacked for the most part. We'll start with the far right and work our way in. All right, so first up is a 1958 Hires Root Beer Bobby Thompson. Really love this set. I don't have any of the big time Hall of Famers like the Aaron or the Mays, but yeah, they're always on my list. And I have a lot of the Pirates from this set, but I don't have a lot of the big stars, but I always look for them. The good thing about this card, or this whole set, is they had a tab, and you can see how it was attached right there, those perforations. And if it has a tab, which is this giant piece right here, how it was attached to the actual root beer packaging, they're really big. And I actually prefer them without the tab because they look like normal cards. When you see them with the tab, they look like something not like a card, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, here's the Bobby Thompson, and yeah, really, really, really dig this one. So just a common, but still a cool card. All right, next up on the list here is the beginning of some of the common themes you'll see. So it's a 2013 Tom Brady PSA 9. So this is the second year for Prism, and just like having volume of Prism Brady's, and when PSA gets packed, cards like this are going to be hard to grade. Just due to pricing. I mean, if PSA comes back with a $40 minimum grade, and this comes back at 9, I mean, this card's worth maybe 100, 120 bucks, but if, it's going to get to a point where these kind of cards aren't worth grading, and you'll just see a lot less of them out there for a little bit. I do think PSA grading will eventually come back around in terms of pricing. I don't think the demand is going to be this high all the time. I think we're in a kind of a unique phase. Here we go. This is a refractor. So this is a Topps Chrome. I believe this is, look at it here. It's a 2014. If it would focus, I don't know if I got the autofocus on or not. Maybe not. But it's a 2014 Tom Brady Topps Chrome refractor, and it's a base refractor. Just cool. Like, I really like these these Topps Chrome cards. I really think Topps Chrome cards of Brady are really undervalued, and any refractor is obviously, pretty good to pick up. Here is a 2002 Topps base card. So obviously early Brady. It's a cool looking card. Obviously the Chrome version of this card is really cool, and I'm not foreshadowing anything, but it's a very cool card. It's a very interesting way of packaging a card. And this card is really interesting for me because this card itself is awesome. So this is the cut above Dan Marino, and the guy wrapped it on like a 360 count holder. So I'm gonna try to pull it out of here, which is a weird way of packaging it, I guess, to make the package thicker. But anyway, I guess I have a 360 mag to play with. So yeah, so this is, I'm not much of an investment channel, and I know a lot of people don't come here looking to get tips, but I'm just going to tell you, 90s football inserts compared to baseball and basketball are ridiculously underpriced. You can get Barry Sanders and Elways and Marinos, Jerry Rice's, and the sets that are super popular, like the Ken Griffey Jr. in this card goes for a ton. The Jordan, it goes for a ton. But the football is very affordable still, and these inserts are just really, really, really cool. Pick this up for what I consider to be hardly anything, and will I grade it? Well, I won't. I don't know, but those are really cool cards. Next up is two really fun Griffey refractor. So this is a 2002 Bowman Chrome. I really dig that card. Just kind of a classic Bowman Chrome, designed that year. He's a red, and when I first did Griffey inserts, I was very much all about the Mariners and didn't really care about the Reds. But refractors are a different story, and so I will collect any Griffey plain year refractor. So there you go. Next up is a 2007 or 2008. Yeah, 2008 Griffey Bowman Chrome refractor. So I do think it's interesting to see how the design kind of morphed year after year. And really just, they did all these modern changes now, like the set's so different looking every year. But this is, 2003 and 2008, 5 years apart. And Griffey was obviously getting closer on the downside of his career. Next up is a Panini, a redemption. So here is a Chase Claypool rookie card. I got into a blowout break where I purchased the Steelers, the team, and so I got a lot of, and I think it was a case break, and so I got a lot of Chase Claypool and other Steelers, but he was the guy I was after, so it was cool to get this. This was a redemption. Some of his stuff is live, some of it was a redemption. All right, so here is the other cards from one dealer that I bought, and so there's going to be a lot of variety here, and some of the stuff I got just for fun. Again, if you saw my last video where I talked about how to diversify your collection, well, here's going to be some examples of how to do that, because there's no rhyme or reason to these cards, but we'll start here with this really odd set that I've never really seen before, but I thought it was really cool. And I'll show you the card first. And it is a 1986 Marvel Universe Spider-Man sticker. It came back a 9. And you can see, they're just stickers. Wow. All right. I got crazy here. There you go. I think that's a really cool looking card. I mean, it's not going to be worth a ton. It's just, but as a Spider-Man collector and never seen it before, I just bought it. And it wasn't, a ton of money, but just kind of fun. Next up is a Finest 2011 Brady. And yeah, I think it's a very, I just like this retro uniform he's in. And I think those are just kind of cool photos. And it's not a 10. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, these cards are only good in 10s. I do think the 9s are undervalued. And I think, again, with PSA making it harder to grade, those kind of cards will be more collectible. And then here's a card I just picked up because I just really dig the set 97 Topps Chrome, and this is the Jackie Robinson refractor. And it's only an 8. These cards are pretty tough with surface issues, and this was a off center, but you just don't see this card very often. I just think it's a cool card. It's a $20 or $40 card, but I think a lot of people will like that card. And at a card show, I think it'll have a lot of people just think it's cool, generate some people looking at it. Here is a 96 Finest Gold checklist. I got this card because I remember as a kid putting this set together, this 96 Finest set, and being like, the checklist is gold. Like, what the heck, Topps? Like, why'd you make the checklist gold? Like, that was literally a punch in the face, because these were like one a box. So you had to open them, like, I forget, there's like 50 gold cards in every series, and so this is like one in every 50 boxes, this card. And it's worth nothing now. I think it's going to be one of those kind of fun cards in the future that people are just going to kind of look at and chuckle about and kind of think about, like, if you're going to put that set together, you had to like find the gold checklist, which was one in every 50 boxes or something. All right, up next, I'm going to show you. This is a card I really, really like this set. I remember when I was buying these packs, I got the Alex Rodriguez in this set, and this just shows you how we didn't really understand inserts and just how things were. With vintage, in '96 was very hard to do because it was very um, tough to judge grades, and that's why PSA really came on strong. I traded the Jeter version of this card, sorry, the Alex Rodriguez version of this card, straight across for a 68 Mantle that eventually graded a PSA 6. So I think that's could be considered a good trade today. I remember when I made it though, people were telling me I was stupid because these inserts are much rarer than a 68 Mantle. And so it just kind of shows you how we think about these cards. These cards are just super difficult with this die cut and all the chipping and stuff up there that. So I just got it because I like Jeter and I like Jeter inserts, and that's just a cool card. Next up is the card that I was kind of foreshadowing. So this is not a 2002, but it's a 2003, but it's still a really cool card. And it is the 2003 Chrome Black Tom Brady. And this card is really nice. I don't see anything horribly wrong with it. Just looking at it, I mean, it's obviously, it's a little off center, top to bottom. I think, looking at the back, which you can definitely, with this kind of a back, see if there's any chipping or in the color back. I don't see anything really there. I mean, I know everyone's very skeptical on cards like this if they're, truly are going to grade, but let's say with the centering issues and a little bit of, let's say there's some surface, because there's always some surface. Let's say the card's a 7, it's an 8 or 9. It's still worth it, and this is definitely one of the cooler Brady cards that's out there. And I think even in a PSA 7, a card like this is super collectible, and I think this is definitely a card that will eventually go to PSA as, I just really think these numbered Topps Chrome Brady, especially a 2003, a super early Brady. I think it's just going to be something that people will really want to have, and they'll end up being like some of the LeBron and MJ cards that will be kind of iconic. Speaking of iconic, here is the Topps Chrome. I think this is 2008, right? Or yeah, 2008 Topps Chrome LeBron James Choctaws Chrome. And again, it's actually not badly centered. I may be a little bit top to bottom, but it's not badly centered. Looking at the back to see if I see any corner wear. I don't see any corner wear. Now, again, people are like, why would you buy raw cards like this? And this is what I'm seeing a lot right now is that people just can't grade cards like this because, do you want to pay $300 to get it graded by PSA? You send it into SGC and get maybe less than what the card sells raw if it doesn't grade a 10 or 9.5. So I think a lot of people are selling raw because the raw prices are closer or better deals for the sellers and then taking it to SGC, investing money and time, and then maybe making less money than you could have raw. And I do see that as somewhat of a trend right now. Next up is another raw card. It's a Planet Metal Derek Jeter, and I opened a box of this. I didn't hit the Jeter, but I hit a Planet Metal. I'm trying to remember who it was. But it's definitely one of the cooler Jeter inserts. And again, I think these Planet Metal, these Metal Universe inserts are going to end up being some of the iconic inserts of the 90s that you'll see more and more people just collect. And Jeter's stuff is, Jeter's inserts are turning into like, the second or third most desirable insert. I think, you got Griffey in baseball. I'm just talking baseball. Then it's Jeter and then Thomas, for the most part. I mean, it just, depends on year and what the set is. But, Jeter stuff is definitely starting to turn into like Griffey where everything is, everyone wants the stuff, wants Jeter inserts from the 90s. Here is a 97 Finest Gold, PSA 8, Frank Thomas. And again, this is the rare. You can see it or not. Yeah. Maybe it'll focus. Maybe it won't. All right. It says rare. I guess my camera is just having fun today. So yeah, and it's only an 8, but this card is really cool. Just, again, these are one a box. And then last but not least, on the card side, you've got the Ryan Sandberg Gold PSA 8 96. So here's the difference in designs between 96 and 97. You can see most people prefer the 96 design over the 97. However, in 97, you saw the die cut embossed refractors, which are just immensely cooler than anything in this set. So, like for the base refractors and design, it's 96. For the die cuts and embossed, it's 97. So, they're both worth opening a box or two if you got it, just to try to find them. All right, so that's the cards, and you saw that the Brady card, which is really the big card that was in my whole um, collection or in the whole video. So that's the card that I'm really excited about. However, I do have some comics, and the comics I have are it's my first Schomburg in a little while. So there's always, like I said, usually the Schomburg, but I actually have some spec books to some extent here. Now, first up is a X-Men 5 from 1992, and this is a Jim Lee cover. And so this is right after the first appearance of Omega Red, and this is the first appearance of Maverick. But the real cool thing about this is just it's a really classic Jim Lee cover. It's a 9.8, and I just think these cool. And I think Jim Lee covers like this, these kind of classic covers will eventually become really, really popular. I think they're very undervalued, and I think Jim Lee's stuff is going to go up a little bit. With McFarlane, I think McFarlane's kind of gone on the site a little bit on some of the books, and so something like Jim Lee is definitely next in line to go up. And I really think this is iconic. You saw a lot of Frank Miller stuff, the classic stuff going up. That's just a cool book, and it has first appearance. Next up is Spider-Man 176 and a 9.2. And again, this is that mid-year Spider-Man where you don't have a lot of stuff going on. This is a Green Goblin appearance, kind of a cool cover version. But again, I think I'm just picking up these Spider-Mans really cheap. I mean, you can get some of these mid-year 9.2 to 9.6 Spider-Mans, and from 150 to like 230 or 240, maybe up to 280. Like those books are sometimes 50 to 60 bucks in a 9.2 to 9.6, depending on the story and the play. I mean, obviously there are some keys in there, but in general, there's not a lot going on those years. And putting some sets together and some Spider-Man books together makes me feel really cool to get some books like that, just to have it in the Spider-Man collection without a lot of money. And so here's the Schomburg book. This is Fighting Yank number 27. And the cool thing I really like about this book is, it's a cool Fighting Yank book. It's not a war book, which usually brings a lot of money, especially for Schomburg. But it's number 27. And the thing I think it's really cool is that Captain America 27 has another motorcycle. So this is, Fighting Yank on a motorcycle. If you go to Captain America 27, it's a classic motorcycle cover too. So I don't know if Schomburg did that on purpose, both number 27s with motorcycles, which are really awesome. But I just think it's a cool book, kind of a companion book to that. And lastly, I just want to show you, I have been kind of dumpster diving in my collection a little bit, trying to, and I've been focusing on finding my Tom Brady's. And for years, I put aside players like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, and at one point Andrew Luck and other players, Aaron Rodgers, and then eventually, what happens is they get put in a box, as I clean things up and try to put stuff away, and then as I open boxes or get collections, and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, where's all those Brady's at? So I went back through a couple boxes, and these are the Brady's I pulled out, and then nothing is huge here, but you'll see some optic, some playoff contenders. But here's some, I went through a box of Topps Chrome and pulled out 3 Topps Chrome Brady's. And again, if you grade those, they might come back at maybe a 9 or 10. And they're definitely worth it, So yeah, these Bowman Chromes. And then here's more Topps Chrome. And then I actually was very happy to find a Select. I have more Select Brady stuff. I just haven't found the box it's in yet. Prism, more optic. And I think these are just fun to have. And again, some stuff looks cool. And then I did find this Select. Silver Sensations from 2019. Cool looking card. I found this old, what they call them, Hobby Masters. Looks kind of refractors, but it's really just foil tops back in 2002. So this is a pretty early insert. They're not worth a ton now, but they could definitely be something that goes up. And then just some cards I had graded back in the day. This is a optic hollow Brady. It's only a 9, but it's first year optic, really cool card. And then I did find one rookie card going back through some of my boxes of football, and it's an 8, but still a cool card. So I had been pulling my Brady's, putting them together, buying some more, and setting up. I'm in the Northeast, so having a lot of Brady's is probably not a bad thing. So I'll look at this card a lot closer, see if it's worth grading. If not, it'll be something I just keep raw. But I think it's going to be in a holder eventually. So, all right, that's the video and update for today. Hope you guys had a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.